If a person sins whereby he accepts an oath, and he is a witness to some matter by seeing or knowing it, yet he does not testify, he shall bear his transgression. Or if a person touches anything unclean, whether it is the carcass of an unclean wild animal, or the carcass of an unclean domestic animal, or the carcass of an unclean creeping animal, and it was hidden from him, he incurs guilt. Or if he touches the uncleanness of a human with any uncleanness through which he may become defiled, and it is hidden from him, and later he knows, he has incurred guilt. Or if a person swears, expressing with his lips to do harm or to do good, whatever a man may express in an oath, and it is hidden from him, and later he knows, he is guilty in any one of these cases. And it shall be, when someone incurs guilt in any one of these cases, that he shall confess the sin which he had committed. And he shall bring his guilt offering to the Lord, his sin which he had committed, a female animal from the flock, either a sheep or a goat, for a sin offering. And the Kohen shall make atonement from his sin. But if he cannot afford a sheep, he shall bring as his guilt offering for that sin that he had committed 2 turtle doves or 2 young doves before the Lord, one for a sin offering and one for a burnt offering. He shall bring them to the Kohen, who shall first offer up that bird which is designated for the sin offering. He shall cut its head by piercing with his nail opposite the back of its head, but shall not separate it. He shall sprinkle from the blood of the sin offering on the wall of the altar, and the remainder of the blood shall be pressed out onto the base of the altar. It is a sin offering. And he shall offer up the second one as a burnt offering, according to the law. Thus the Kohen shall make atonement for him from his sin which he had committed, and he shall be forgiven. But if he cannot afford 2 turtle doves or 2 young doves, then he shall bring as a sacrifice for his sin 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a sin offering. He shall not put oil over it, nor shall he place frankincense upon it, for it is a sin offering. He shall bring it to the Kohen, and the Kohen shall scoop out a fistful as its reminder, and cause it to go up in smoke on the altar upon the fires of the Lord. It is a sin offering. Thus the Kohen shall make atonement for his sin that he committed in any one of these cases. He shall be forgiven, and it shall belong to the Kohen, like the meal offering. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, if a person commits a betrayal and trespasses unintentionally against one of the things sacred to the Lord, he shall bring as his guilt offering to the Lord an unblemished ram from the flock, with the value of silver shekels, in accordance with the shekel of the sanctuary, for a guilt offering. And what he has trespassed against the holy thing, he shall pay. And he shall add 1/5 of its value to it, and he shall give it to the Kohen. The Kohen shall then make atonement for him through the ram of the guilt offering, and he shall be forgiven. If a person sins and commits one of the commandments of the Lord which may not be committed, but he does not know, he is guilty, and he shall bear his transgression. He shall bring an unblemished ram from the flock with the value for a guilt offering to the Kohen. The Kohen shall then make atonement for his unintentional sin, which he committed and did not know, and he shall be forgiven. It is a guilt offering. He has incurred guilt before the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, if a person sins, betraying the Lord by falsely denying to his fellow concerning a deposit or money given in hand, or an object taken by robbery, or he withheld funds from his fellow, or he found a lost article and he denied it and swore falsely regarding any one of all these cases whereby a man may sin. And it shall be, when he has sinned and is guilty, that he may return the article which he had robbed, or the funds which he had withheld, or the item which had been deposited with him, or the article which he had found, or anything else regarding which he had sworn falsely. He shall pay it with its principal, adding its fits to it. he shall give it to its rightful owner on the day he repents for his guilt. He shall then bring his guilt offering to the Lord, an unblemished ram from the flock with the same value for a guilt offering to the Kohen. The Kohen shall make atonement for him before the Lord, and he shall be forgiven for any one of all cases whereby one may commit a sin, incurring guilt through it.